everybody. Welcome to Glue, Giggles, and Girl Talk. Um, Hopefully, we're going to have a fun day today. I have been absolutely swamped, and I'm getting ready for a fun retreat weekend with a bunch of fellow demonstrators, which I absolutely love. And I'm doing a table display there, so I've been working really hard on that. In addition, I've had a group that I do things with called Bundle Buddies, and we each take a bundle of sweet and we make 4 cards and send them to everybody in the group, which is a lot of fun. We get a lot of samples back, which I love, a lot of different things going on. Not to mention, a lot of folks have been contacting me to build websites for them because TypePad is going away, and a lot of my demo friends were using that for their blogs. So I've been building a lot of websites for folks too. So a lot of things going on with me, a lot of fun, a lot of excitement yet. So I love all the things that are happening. So I'm glad you could join me today. I have a real simple, easy card. I'm kind of in the fall kind of mood. It's a little bit chilly. You're seeing a slight change of the leaves changing depending on where you're located. And we have a lot of fun fall stamp sets, bundles, paper, you name it that's out there. So today we're going to be using Gathering Moments. Let me pull that out so you can see it. Let me turn my camera down here. This is the Gathering Moments set. Let me zoom out just a tad bit. My desk is so messy right now, guys. I'm telling you. I have 1,000 projects going on. But this is the stamp set. It's beautiful. All of the, they're almost like a watercolor look stamps. Kind of distinctive a little bit. I really, really like them. I like these little plaid blurbs that you can use and the little speckles. I think it just adds to your fall look of your project. And then the dies, and I think one of the dies I have out for the leaf, I do. I have the big leaf out here on my desk in some unknown place. Here's part of it. The other part has to be close by, right? I'll have to find it afterwards. I was cutting them out. On top of everything going on, I have a team meeting tonight too. So I was prepping all these cards for my team so they can enjoy the fall too. But there's an inner stitch piece which we're going to use here. I've already die cut the piece. But the dies are pretty amazing. I've used a couple of the stamp sets already. I love the fonts of the Gather. I mean, it's just beautiful. We may tie in one of the stamp sets here too in Amber Autumn. Although this is an online exclusive, this one is in the catalog and the two work very, very well together. And then there's a third one that is in the catalog that has a beautiful, beautiful tree and a deer. And that's also really sharp. So let's go ahead. We're going to get started. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a card base at 5.5 by 8.5. Let me know if you're here. I didn't even check my phone to see if everything's live where it's supposed to be. I'm just assuming it's working. Let me look real quick. I don't want to miss anybody. Okay, good morning, Miss Arlena. I see you on, watching from Mackinac City. Hi, Jane. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for your recent order. Hello, Miss Nancy. I will see you this weekend. Hello, Miss Brenda. I will see you tonight. And Wendy. If anyone else is out there, just give me a shout. We're going to go ahead and get started. I'm so glad you ladies can join me. So this is 5.5 by 8.5 of Early Espresso. And we are going to score it at 4.25. This is just like you're making a normal card. And let me make sure I'm using my score blade and not my cutting blade. Okay, and then you're going to come back. And on the front side here, we are going to cut that at 2 inches. Okay. And this will leave roughly about a 2¼ inch piece here. Let me set this aside for just a moment. And then I've gone ahead and I've cut this beautiful designer paper. If you have not seen this designer paper, it is beautiful. I'm using a couple different designs here in our card. And there's many, many more. And I'll show you a couple other cards too that I have in progress. So this piece here is going to go on the inside, and this is 5¼ by 4, and we're just going to lay that down on the inside and glue it in. Let me find my green glue. Wasn't in its holder like it was supposed to be. I got a nice piece of my hair on it. So a lot going on in the world this week. Hey, we had yesterday, which I think is just terrible. It brought tears to my eyes with Charlie Kirk. I don't know how you all are feeling, but it's just so sad. I think people have lost their way in terms of, the comments and things that I read are all politically generated, and I try to stay kind of neutral. I have my own opinions, but I'm a firm believer that that's what makes us unique, is that we all have different things, and we come to a group, and we can bring our different ideas to the table. Unfortunately, there's some terrible things that are being said. I mean, this is a human's life that we're talking about, and I can't help but say that I just think about God must be crying with this stuff happening. It's just sad that our world has come to so much violence and hate. I don't have all that hate in my heart, and I guess it's hard for me to understand. Not that I've never gone through depression, because I did. And I take medicine for it yet today, and I'm a firm believer if you have issues that you need to get help, but this stuff is out of control. I mean, obviously, I was also, here's a fun fact for you. I was on the Central Michigan University rifle team when I was in college. I'm a distinguished expert sharpshooter. I was recruited at one point by the military. They wanted me to go to school and join the military as a sharpshooter, which I declined because I don't want to have to kill people. That's not my thing. But I know what it takes to hit a shot from that far away. And I can tell you, this is somebody who was very, very skilled in that type of action. And it breaks my heart, their poor family, 2 small children, his wife. All I can say is pray very hard for this country, because it is very sad right now. That's why we do things like crafting, because it takes our mind off of all this bad stuff. I always said, if in this world, if everybody was a scrapbooker or paper crafter, it would be so beautiful, because we're always also kind to each other and caring and sharing, and we enjoy the things that we make and share with others. But it's a sad day. And then on top of it, now we have the remembrance of 9/11, which was another very sad occurrence. So, not that I want to be Debbie Downer today, because that's not the part of Glue, Giggles, and Girl Talk, but I just wanted to put my condolences out there to the family, and tell everybody I know what they're going through today, in terms of sadness and grief. And, it makes you wonder sometimes, like I said, what this world is coming to. So share your cards, bring joy to people's lives, focus on the positive, and always be nice. A kind heart goes a long way in today's world. Okay, so I've glued down my 5¼ by 4 piece, this beautiful piece. To me, this looks fall, but it also would work very, very well for masculine cards. Then we have this about 2¼ inch rectangle here on the front. And I cut a 2" by 5¼ piece of this beautiful pumpkin designer series paper. This is probably one of my favorite pieces of paper in this package. Love it, love it, love it. And don't forget, you know, our fall fun class, and I'm going to say it was a fun fall box, but the box thing, guys, I bought some boxes. And I have to tell you, I must not have been saying very nice words when I was putting my Boo Crew boxes together. They were a bugger to get together. And so don't be surprised when you order the fun fall pack that I actually will probably be shipping it in a bubble bag or a different type of box, maybe priority boxes. I just did not like these pizza style. It wasn't even pizza style. It was like fold the flap in on all four corners and hope for the best. And that's to say the least of it. I get one side done, the other side would flap open. And I used to work at a packaging store, you know, so I know how to put boxes together, but this was, ugh. So now you're just going to glue this piece of designer series paper down. And I grabbed my other glue today, and I shouldn't have. I know I'm going to get sticky fingers, but green glue is the thing. All right, here we go. And green glue is in my little glue holder too. But all right, so we got that piece glued down. Then I took that fabulous big die, and we're just going to glue it on this one side. Now, if you like to sew, this is perfect because you can take our baker's twine and you can stitch this whole leaf if you want to, which I've seen some people do. Quite honestly, I do not have the patience to do that. Not only that, but I would be skipping holes and probably stabbing my fingers 100 times. So we're not doing that. We're just going to stick it on just like this. And we're only going to glue this part of our leaf. So I'm just going to grab this and just put a little bit of glue on here like so. And then we're going to put this down on an angle like this. Isn't that pretty so far? Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do a label. And at first I was going to use this big honkin' label, and because we do have some beautiful sentiments that'll fit on that big honkin' label. But then I'm like, no, I don't really like that. I like this smaller label. You know, I can put it here going across, or I can put it at the bottom going across, which I think is where I'm actually going to put it because I don't want to deter from this beautiful leaf. I want to put a nice pretty bow on that. So then I'm going to take my stamp set that says thankful for you. And I'm going to grab my early espresso ink somewhere on this messy desk. If you guys could see this whole desk, you'd be like, oh my gosh. And believe it or not, I know where most things are on this desk. And I'm just going to try to stamp this. I got to pull it closer to me, guys. Sorry. I'm going to try to stamp it straight. We'll see how this goes. And it's not straight. I know the stitching's not going to be right, but I'm going to do it again. I got to pull it close. I can't stamp way out there. Here, I'll move it so you can see me stamping. You're going to see some messy desk too, but I cannot possibly stamp that way. All right, gotta stick my head in here a little bit. And let's try this. This is probably going to be much better. Yeah, a little bit crooked. All right, let's grab one more piece. Give me just a second. I'm going to run one of these babies through. I'm just running it through the cut and emboss. And let's try this. Again, I'm going to clean it real good. Can you tell I've been working on gingerbread things? By the way, if you do not have that gingerbread set, you are going to want to get it because it is amazing. If this doesn't work, we're going to stamp first and then die cut. And these are red rubber. The red rubber is going away, as you guys probably heard. Let me see if I can get this lined up now. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to get it much better than that. So we're going to go with it. I really like photopolymer because I can see through them and I can get things lined up. On the red rubber, I mean, I put my labels on right and stuff, but I always seem to have trouble getting things straight. So we can put this across here like this. Let me zoom in a little bit more for you guys now. So we can put this across here like this and then add a bow. And this ribbon, I love. It's called the Irregular Weave Trim. And look at this. It looks so rustic. It's very pretty. So I'm just going to add a little tiny bow on here. I have a tendency to pull everything closer to my body when I'm stamping, and that's probably not good. And my scissors have glue all over them from working on so much. So we can put this, we can put it kind of coming out, which would be pretty, like this, and then put our bow on, which I think I love that. So let's go with that. I am just going to glue this down. I'm only going to glue it on the one side. So make sure you don't glue both sides because I want it to hang over and I don't want it to be stuck. Move it over just a wee bit. There we go. Just like that. And then I'm going to grab some glue dots. Again, I have to locate them on my desk, so give me just a hot second. There they are. I generally know what corner of the desk things are in. Do you guys ever have that happen? The good news is I'm still enjoying retirement. I'm booking a lot of fundraisers for different school organizations, as well as like dance groups and things of that sort to do kit parties. And then I donate a piece of my proceeds back. And they love it. And it's a lot of fun for me. And it gets young kids crafting and their parents crafting, sometimes together, which is nice. I'm just looking for... I might have put them on my table. I have some really pretty... I guess we're not using those. They're probably buried here somewhere in one of my piles of stuff to go. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to cut out another leaf because we have to have a spot on the inside for a sentiment. So let me find my leaf. And we're just going to use the outline here. And I'm going to take a piece of this basic beige. I love basic beige because it's not quite as vivid as our very vanilla, and it's not as dark as Crumcade. It's kind of like a cross in the middle, and I really like this because it blends well, and it's kind of fall-ish looking. Okay, so we have our other one. And I'm going to grab my blending brush and my Early Espresso ink. Such a beautiful day today. And I'm so excited to see all my friends. And I'm just going to go along the outside of this, just kind of making it look a little worn. And you could use any color to do this. You don't have to have much ink at all. It just kind of changes the appearance a little bit. This kind of softens it. Okay, I think I have that how I want it. And now I'm going to take another, because I have in here Thankful for You. And I'm going to use Expressing Heartfelt Gratitude. So let me find that one. That one says Many Thanks. There it is. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to kind of match up in here, because we don't want to see that, right, when the card closes. So we kind of got to get an idea of where it's going to be positioned. That's pretty good. So I know where to stamp. So let me grab a block. And I'm going to do it in an early espresso. Although, now I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to use Cajun Craze, because that'll add a little pop of color in the inside. And I'm just going to put this across just like this. Hopefully it fits. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Love it. Love it, love it. Okay, and then I'm going to add glue to the back of this. Like that. And we're just going to kind of line this up like this. I'm just kind of putting them together. And then I'm just going to push down like that. And voila. Isn't that gorgeous? And such an easy card. Now, I do have some really cute gems that would make it perfect. Let me see if they're in my stash over here, because I was monkeying around with quite a bit of stuff. Give me a hot second. Let's see if I can locate them. My dog Gunner, he keeps coming out and checking on Mama, going, "What are you doing, Mama? Talking to yourself like that?" He says, "Are you wanting to play ball? Because I'm ready." Aha, I found them. And these are amazing too. These are called street dots. Mine have a bat on them. Makes them that much more special. All right, and then we're just going to sprinkle these around. Oh, I love these. Love them, love them. Whoops. I need my take your pick tool. Come on. I lost my little glue off of it too. Let's try a different one. Make sure I get the glue dot this time. And let's see, where do we want to put the other one? A real small one. And we'll put it right here. Isn't that beautiful? What do you guys think? I can't see any comments today. Let me pull you back up on my phone so I can see comments. All right, where are we? There we are. Okay, come on, comments. Oh, hey, Heather, how are you? Yes, you can still order the Fun Fall box. Actually, I haven't even put it out there yet. We've been finishing designing all the cards. It should go out by the first part of next week, and you'll have about a week and a half to order it, and then we'll ship it out to you. This one we're not doing a Zoom party with, like the Boo Crew box. The Boo Crew box is just kind of a special thing. It does give you a full pack of this paper, a full pack of ribbon, and a full embellishment. As well as you get 8 cards fully prepped and cut. The only thing you have to do is stamp. You do have to cut your designer paper. We don't do that because if you don't like a card, then maybe you want to use a designer series paper for something else. So that we let you do yourself. But if it's embossed, if it's die cut, all that's done. It comes packaged really cute. And everything's labeled in there for you for your different cards. It'll say card 1, card 2. They're all in separate baggies. They're really simple patterns to follow. And so you get the 8 cards all prepped for you. And then you get 4 additional designs in your PDF that you can make with the leftover supplies that you have. And you'll have a lot of leftovers. You'll have a lot more than to make 4 cards. But it is a really cute gift. Pillow gifts are in there. We make them extra special. So Laura Anderson and I are partnering together again for this next box. And we had so much fun with the Boo boxes. And everybody that received them loved them. So we're going to do this every month because it's just a fun way to share. And, you know, some of the cards, like, I'll give you a sneak peek at one of them. And I love this card. Here is, and I got it upside down. Let me go down below here. Hold on. Let me go to my hands. This is one of the cards. And it's real simple, but look at the level of detail, you know, of the embossing folder on there. Hopefully you guys can see that. It's the wood grain embossing folder. I mean, they're just very, very pretty, easy, simple cards to make. There may be an occasional fun fold in there. Not like a tough fun fold. We also have some Christmas classes that we're doing that are pretty amazing. One of them is a journal book. And you guys know me. I love, 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 love doing my journal books. I mean, I take pride in each one that I do. The journal books, you can put pictures in them. You can journal. We're doing a special one for breast cancer awareness using the stamp set that's in the catalog that donates, I think it's $3 back to the Cancer Society. So we are using that as part of our class for that month. So you'll get this project, which is a book, and then you'll have cards to go with the book, and that'll be for October. So you'll see that coming out soon too, because we want to make sure we get all the supplies for that ordered for everybody before they run out. You never know, right? That's why I tell people, don't wait. If you love something, get it, because stuff sells out and it goes on back order. And yes, we do have to wait to get it back, but it's only because things are so popular, you know, and if you want it, get it. Don't wait. I also have a very few openings for my retreat at the Springs, which is September 27th through 29th, the last weekend here of September. It is going to be absolutely amazing. You get a $50 goodie bag, all of your room, all of your food, your table space, pillow gifts. We do raffles, we play games. And that is $260. So you get a whole weekend away, not having to cook, not having to dine out, and their meals are very, very good. And a beautiful goodie bag. Oh, and did I fail to mention? A free class. So I do have a select few of those spots left. It is in Gladwin, Michigan. So for those of you that are out of town, you're more than welcome to attend. But I just want to let you know it is in Michigan, and it's at a retreat center. It's a Christian retreat center. We always have such a great time there. They give us a hayride, and sometimes we have bonfires. It's just a really good time, a relaxing time. And I have the perfect time of year because by that time the leaves will be starting to change, and it's right along a river. And it's the most beautiful spot you've ever seen. You could just go out and sit on the swing out there and just relax. The birds are chirping, and sometimes you see deer. it's a lot of fun. So that is all I have for you today. I will put the link out there for the fall fun, and I'm going to say bag because more than likely I won't be shipping it in a box. I'm going to sneeze. Oh, excuse me. I'll be shipping it in a bag versus a box. Now my nose, I don't know if you guys are going through that, but this time of year my nose just drips and drips and drips. Drives me nuts. I hope you all have a blessed day. Always find kindness in your heart and be very, very sweet and friendly to everybody you meet. We all have things going on in our life that other people don't know about, and it can make a difference, your kindness and generosity. All right, I will see you next Thursday. I hope you enjoyed this card, and everybody have a blessed weekend. Take care now. Bye. All right, maybe bye. I got to figure out how to turn me off. My button went away. Where's my button? Well, come on, video.